Here's a quick question solved for you. We have a binomial distribution where we have two different events and we're looking at a random variable that represents someone's profit from investing. So here we have a case where there are two trials, if you will. We could think about this as being binomial distribution, which I guess we should. But we can also just use kind of some common sense, dare I say. We have the situation where both stocks succeed, one of them fails, and that can happen in two ways, or they both fail. So each of these four events are equally likely. So the probability of him getting $1,000 from them both succeeding is 1 in 4. The probability of him losing $1,000 because they both fail is 1 in 4. And then the central two, both $0 is his profit. So this is kind of a neat little tool in the Khan Academy questions where you have to pull the bar up to make the bar graph. And so he loses $1,000 in the case that both fail. So you want to drag the bar up to be at 0.25 for 25%, and the blue rectangle will automatically follow. Same thing for gaining $1,000 if both are successful. And by definition then, the third middle bar has to be at 50%. But let's look briefly at why. If we, if you just want to know how to do the question, you can stop now. But why is this? Think of the middle bar as being a binomial distribution with x equals $0 because x is the random variable that represents his profit. So we have to be careful about what x actually represents. And he makes $0 when our n is 2 in all cases. This is the case where one stock succeeds and one fails. So if we define a stock succeeding as success, of course, then so what we want here is k equals 1. So this probability will be n choose k, so 2 choose 1, which is 2. The probability of the success, which is 50%, so I'm just going to write it as a half, because one of them succeeds and one of them fails. And that is a half times a half, which is a quarter, but times 2, which is a half. So that's why the binomial distribution fits with our logical response to this. On the other hand, if we take either of the other two, so say the probability that x is 1,000, same calculation, n is still 2. We want both to succeed, so we want to choose 2 ways out of 2, which is just 1, which is why that disappears. And then the probabilities, because p and q are both a half in this question, the probability part never changes. The fact that we're doing a half to the power of 2 and a half to the power of 0 works out the same as the previous case, and it would be the same in the third case as well. So that's 2 ways of doing it, and a little bit of a compare and contrast, so hope that helps.